Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. I hope you've all been enjoying the wait as we get this match undergoing. I'm joined here by Door, and I'm so excited. We had a bit of a break there. Everybody was getting food, getting some, some good nutrients, Door. But now we're going to be playing Georgetown's Hoya Esports, playing against Ole Miss.
They got their time to recharge. They got their halftime orange slices, but it's ready to get in the second half of the day. As Georgetown take on Ole Miss, I'm ready for it. How about you, Kevin?
I'm excited for this. This is the first tiebreaker game so far. Both of these teams, I believe, are currently 0-3.
Yes, 0-3 for the day.
So one of them will be getting a win.
And right now, as it stands, we do have Hoya Esports in the blue and Ole Miss sitting right on the orange side right now. Hoya Esports on the defensive, just trying to gain some control of this ball, get Ole Miss off their backs. But in their last series that they played, Ole Miss did take out Georgetown 3-0. So Georgetown trying to turn that one around, similar to the way that Illinois did this morning.
Yeah, again, and I think that's the thing, right? It is coming now down to these micro decisions. In every game that we're seeing, all of these matchups have been absolutely so close. Like, it's been incredible watching them play out.
Yeah, everything that came before this honestly just seems completely not pointless, but it's all out the window at this point. Anybody could take these matches, and Hoya Esports, they need to do it now if they want to keep having those hopes of moving on.
Yeah, as teams, of course, will be getting eliminated after these next couple games, so everybody's just trying to grasp their last match of the day, the last few, and try and keep it going. So, will we see Hoya Esports taking this a win, or will Ole Miss strike back?
And these two teams we haven't seen on the first stream yet. Zion loading up a shot, but Throne's there for the save. It's a little too early. Now it's Ewall's turn, finds the rebound off the backboard, and then it goes in!
Yeah, Navik
off
there.
The back of the only Hawk.
Yeah, Navik there, you saw him try to save it, just ended up in a bit of a awkward situation, too far to try and make it connect. You see him rebounding it, it was a bit of a 50-50, and it ended up rolling in.
And if I hear correctly, this Navik changed his name after having heard you, Navik, correct?
Yes, he changed his name to the only Navik after hearing that I was called Navik.
I want you to know I think you're the real Navik.
Thank you. Oh, he's changed it. He was the real Navik throughout the season, but TG won here with a good opportunity. I mean, apparently, to Ole Miss, I'm non-existent.
The only one in the lobby ignoring the spectator. He's invisible. But what's not invisible is Ewall coming off the top. He's trying to lay it down in the middle of the field, and Zion for the follow-up. Not gonna have the shot. While Hoya Esports getting themselves set up nicely, and Kuko looking to finish it off. Finds their second goal of the day. They want revenge.
Yeah, there you go. 2 goals coming up here for Georgetown. I mean, this is a good start, right? Kuko and Ewall with the double commit there. Could have been risky if they hadn't found that goal, but it doesn't matter because they did.
It's honestly looked like a lot cleaner play from Georgetown. From what I saw before, they seemed like, honestly, one of the weakest, if not the weakest teams coming into this. But the way they're playing against Ole Miss, who I had really for the underdog of the tournament, I thought their record didn't really represent them, but Georgetown really proving me wrong here.
Well, this is not the first time that A, Georgetown has played in a LAN environment, and B, has played at the OS studio specifically. So maybe there's some familiarity there that is kind of giving them an edge because they knew what to expect.
Yeah, a bit of a home match, but now trying to clear it out is Kuko. They're going for their third goal of the match now, lobbing it down to the end of the field. Kuko sets one up, it's towards the back post. Nobody's there to finish it off, though. TG1 trying to regain control here. Not going to be had now. Navik sets it up for TG1, but he's not quite going to be there for the shot. Ole Miss scrambling around, just trying to make sure this ball stays in the Georgetown half, trying to gain a little bit of comfort, but it goes wide off the post now. One more shot is Zion clearing it out for Georgetown.
Good run there, thrown here with an opportunity, gets the tap, goes off the backboard, it's gonna go in!
A nice shot by Throne there, sending it off the back. I really thought it would be Zion heading up the wall and managing to get that, but he just whiffs it, and Throne landing it off the back of his car, sets it down perfectly.
Yeah, there we go, now bringing it closer, net differential of 1, 2 minutes left on the clock, it's still 100% a possibility for Ole Miss to bring this back.
Yeah, and before the match, we looked at the stats, and honestly, it feels a lot like Ole Miss. Their rotations are a little bit hit or miss, but their players seem a lot more confident. Georgetown, meanwhile, is pretty much the exact opposite. Georgetown's rotations are okay if their players are confident on the day, and confidence won't get you a save there as it's 2-2 now. Like, if their players are playing confident, their rotations are on enough that it can get them a win or two here. But with Ole Miss tying it up, you know, that's got to be chipping away at it.
Yeah, I've said this time and time again throughout the regular season. Georgetown is such a momentum-based team that when they do get going, they do get going. But as soon as they get shut down, everything seems to come apart. So I'm hoping we see a difference today, right? Like, that's been tuned up a little bit. Because I think that is important, right? Mental fortitude is as important as mechanical refinement.
And it's already made a difference here. I mean, 2-2 is better than they were doing in their last game against Ole Miss, but it's all about closing it out now they're here at the tournament.
Yeah, no, once again, the real Navik, or the only Navik. I'm so used to calling him the real Navik. He changed it up on me. The only Navik here, passing it to Ewell. Good touch by Kuko. Good opportunity by Zion. They're not going to find it.
Barely saved there by Navik, sending it out of the goal just in time. But now the ball's stuck in midfield as Throne gets the free shot. It's going to send it wide, though. Now the ball's in control here for Hoya Esports. This is going to be a good chance for them. They're going to try and send it off the backboard here so they can find the rebound. But TG1 gets up early, finds the stop, and sends it right back in Georgetown's direction. Now it's all on Kuko to stop this ball from going anywhere near the net. Setting up Navik might. Oh, he just barely misses the redirect onto the goal of Zion. Trying to get this ball out of Hoya Esports' half, but it's so much pressure coming out from Ole Miss right now.
Yeah, Ewell here has a good chance of getting it out, but Navik's right on top of it, getting a good rebound. This could be a follow-up by Throne. He gets the top, gonna go on the backboard. Navik trying to commit for it, but Ewell saves it.
Won't have it yet. Kuko misses one, but it allows Ewell to actually fly over him, intentional or not. It's gonna send it off the backboard now. In a good position here are Georgetown. They have the boost advantage. They've kind of taken both of Ole Miss's boost pads, so they're pretty low. 9 seconds left in the game, though. They're playing for one, and the ball's in Ole Miss's half. They need to stop this one from going in.
Yeah. Now, if the ball touches the ground, we're going to go into overtime. And ladies and gentlemen, we do.
It's definitely not the first one we've seen today as we move into this one. Setting up for the kickoff now. Ole Miss in the blue, or Ole Miss in the orange now. Lining up. Navik sets up the shot. Bounces one off the back wall. Goes for the rebound. It's available for TG1, but Zion gets there first. Now still stuck in the corner here for Hoya Esports. Making its way out. Thrown. So much pressure coming out from Ole Miss here in the last minute and a half or so. It's allowing them to just keep Georgetown on their half.
Yeah, Kuko here. Good touch. Gets it over the only Navik. Throne's going to be there, but it gets challenged by Ewell, and it ends up favorable in Ewell as he gets the second challenge as well. TG1 just having the momentum to steal it away, though, once again getting it into Hoya's side of the field. Ewell with a good touch. Going to challenge by Navik. Navik manages to get the clear into the corner.
Now Kuko's up for the clear, goes for it, but Throne almost beats Ewell to the ball, but he didn't have the angle to hit it into the goal that he wanted to. Now it's Kuko on the attack, and Zion's following it up. He's got full boost, tries to hit it over Navik, but it's just a little too short now. As Throne taps it in towards the net, but Ewell's there for the save.
Oh my goodness, we're a minute into this overtime now, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't no 2 seconds and done. This is a fierce battle of back and forth. Each team looking for an opportunity. We saw, I believe, was that Zion trying to hit Kuko out of the way? No, TG1, I do apologize. TG1 tried to hit Kuko out the way out of net there to set up for his team, but a massive clear from Zion back to Throne. Again, back and forth. You see Kuko trying to follow up where the ball's going to go, but then it's knocked in the opposite direction.
I mean, we saw earlier today just how long these overtimes can go. We saw the one, I believe it was in the Illinois-Washington game, go to 3 minutes, and it's just nerve-wracking for these teams, and it is just turns everything into a battle of attrition. Which team can last longer right now, but nobody's willing to crack yet.
Yeah, now coming back out. A good shot by Throne is going to be able to put the first game into Ole Miss's favor.
A long 1 minute 45 halftime, but playing it in the center. He knocks into Zion. Zion would have had an easy clear on that if he didn't end up getting ran into there. Unfortunate for the side of Georgetown, but Ole Miss take game 1.
Yeah, and looking over the stats here, right? Throne had 7 shots, 3 shots on goal. So overall putting on a lot of pressure, but he also came in as the top goal saver on his team as well, right? So like Throne putting in absolutely phenomenal amounts of work here. Ewell with 4 saves. So again, a lot of back and forth. I don't think that game was a stomp or any sort of one-sided match. I think that was dead even through and through.
Yeah, it took Ole Miss a little bit to wake up from their lunch break, I think. But once they did, Throne really turned on the throttle, picked up the speed, and started playing super high aggression in Georgetown's half. And so that made them not be able to get the ball out quite as easy. And they were able to punish 3 times for it.
Yeah, and now getting into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is still really up in the air. That was so close. I'd love to see some predictions coming out from people because, honestly, I'm torn.
I want to see this series go to 5. Honestly, I think this being the tiebreaker for the bottom two teams is both of their chance back in this. If one of them picks up one of these games, they have a chance at the next one. They could be going into the top 4 here. It's not over yet for either of them, but they both need this game to get back into it.
And now we are going to be getting into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're excited to see where this goes as my co-caster here, Door, kicks us off.
All right, on the kickoff, thank you, Navik, as we're going forward. Ball heading straight for the Ole Miss goal, just a little bit high, though. Georgetown off on the right foot now, back with that aggression that we saw in the last game. If they can maintain the front foot here, not get pushed back by Ole Miss, they should be able to rebalance themselves in this game. Kuko now has the ball. He gets the clear off. The TG1 opts to challenge it. Will be blocked by Ewall now, though. Sending the ball straight back in Ole Miss half. Kuko has a touch. He taps it over. The rebound will be coming out. Ewall hits it. It's wide yet again. Zion decides better of himself than going for that opportunity. Allows him to get back and get the clear back to center field.
Yeah, now, once again, Zion with a rundown. Looks to get it past Throne. Throne challenges it. Now, Ewall in position. Good bicycle kick, but Navik's up in the air, getting ready to get it off of that backboard. TG1 in position. Takes a shot on to go, and he's going to find it.
The save was so close, but it's not enough. TG1 tapping it in right behind Ewall there, and loading one up for Ole Miss, and all of a sudden the momentum turned right back around for them.
Now coming in once again, coming into the kickoff here, Zion ends up in the favor, but TG1 lands it on top of him, gets it past Kuko, gets it past Zion, doesn't get it past the wall, Ewall.
But now less defenders in, and Ewall's the only man. He barely makes his way off the wall now to get that ball out and cleared for his team. Hoya Esports now on the attack. TG1 goes up for it, and that's a miss. That's going to leave the defense wide open. Ewall hits the cross, but Navik there just in time to stop the shot from going in. Ewall shoving it right back in, goes up for the 50-50. Gets something on it, but it only pushes the ball wide. Now heads straight for the Georgetown goal. It's only Kuko on the defense right now. Nice little dribble, brings it around Navik, pushes it back towards the Ole Miss side. Straight, though, back into the Georgetown corner, and they'll put a stop to that one real quick.
Yeah, now Navik getting a good touch here, getting ready for his team to set him up. The demolition comes onto Zion. This is the opportunity that Ole Miss is trying to set up for themselves, but good reactive play coming out from Georgetown is going to deny it.
And again, Georgetown's been playing fantastically on this defense, but ever since they lost that momentum in the first game, it feels like they haven't been able to play just as aggressive as they want in the enemy half. And it seems like this ball just won't move past that halfway mark.
Yeah, and I think that just goes to show, like, kind of how even it is, right? Because it is staying in that center field, that midfield so much that even when it's going back and forth, I bet if you actually take a stat there, it would end up more in the middle than anywhere else.
Yeah, the heat map for this ball must look a little ridiculous right now. These teams so evenly matched. Only one goal the difference, and now could make it 2, but TG1 is there for the save. 2 minutes 30 seconds left in this game, though. Still plenty of time for Hoya to get their way back into this one. Georgetown's not down and out yet. The ball's up in center. Kuko's there for the touch. Navik with the clear, though, is going to play it right back to the center. It's not quite the touch you wanted.
Now, once again, Ewall trying to get it past them. The Navik's on top of it. Gets it into that corner. Good pinch coming out from him. Passing it down to his teammate TG1, but Kuko is going to be able to stop it.
Good touch by Kuko, but all it does is set up Throne. Ewall, though, with a clear of his own, sets up Kuko to get this cross in, and it could be perfect, but he jumps off the wall too early. Ewall has to cross it, but that means there's no one in the middle to receive the ball.
No, and I just... not having that positioning set up, that, you know, it sometimes pays off because people just rotate miraculously, but this time it did not work out.
Yeah, you had to follow up because the bad flip off the wall a little bit early. Might have been a fat finger or something coming out, but now it's Ewall on the defense. Zion has to make this save now. Clearing out, stopping him, but Navik shoving it right back in towards the 16-meter room. TG1 flips in front of the goal, trying to set his teammate up, but it's met by 2 Georgetown players ready to get the clear.
Yeah, Zion hit with a good clear kick, tried to redirect it by Throne, but that may not have worked in his favor. Now Throne going to be able to chip it away, though. Good lob.
Ball back center here. It's going to be TG1 with the control, but Kuko sneaks in a shot. Shoots for the back post, but there's TG1 in the way. He's not going to let that one in. He gets the demo, riding side by side by Zion, and that allows him to get a shot off, but it's going to be Ewall, who, you're right, has been the wall straight in front of Georgetown's goal, keeping him alive right now, but he has to flip off the wall, which means there's not a defender, which means the ball goes right in for Ole Miss.
Yeah, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ole Miss pushing a second goal to continue their lead. 1 minute left on the clock.
I mean, jokes aside, it feels like you have to score twice on this Georgetown team to get it past E-Wall. This man's in the way of everything, but it's just not enough for them to hold on. They have to find the net on the other end of the field.
Again, though, that's the thing. It's difficult, right? When you've seen the team put it on. We've been saying that Evil has been this massive stoic wall, but he still let 2 goals through. Whereas on the side of Ole Miss, they're currently just completely shutting Georgetown out.
I mean, can you blame the guy? Ole Miss sitting already with 4 shots on their first player, 2 on their second, and 1 on a third, and 1 shot finally coming out here for Hoya, but isn't even worth it. It's TG1 just dinks one in. Oh, just off the crossbar though. It's gonna allow E-Wall in on the counterattack. Now he's looking for a cross to his teammate, but he jumps off the wall too early and stops the ball. It will still go center, but almost certainly straight into the hands of Ole Miss as it's still played in neutral here, right around the middle of the field, like we were talking about. Navik whips the shot, but all of a sudden, all the players for Ole Miss in the air, and it's a free goal for Kuko.
Oh my goodness!
Open!
Oh, and it doesn't go in!
Just barely whiffing. There's Georgetown. That was their one and only chance. They can't be waiting this long to do it. Ewell's going to drive it up at the most. They can get his 1 for the payback. Now is Zion driving up the wall. He rips it off. The TG1 going to just put it in for him, but it's not enough to take the game.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be Ole Miss taking game 2. They've played absolutely phenomenally. So, you know, I got to show some love for Navik as much as we have a bit of a banter. You know, they played really, really well. I'm curious to see how we go into game 3 again, because coming out into the end there, Georgetown started to feeling themselves out a little bit.
Yeah, the whole time it's kind of felt like back and forth between not necessarily who has the momentum, but who's got what figured out. Both teams seem fairly confident, but the ball will float around midfield for a bit and then go into the other half for not but 20 seconds, and whoever can capitalize on that is really coming out ahead. But the clears have been so good out of TG1 and Navik that has really stopped Georgetown from making any sort of progress.
Yeah, and it worked out really well. You know, it's one of those things where Ole Miss was just on the point. And like you said, Throne kind of taking a back seat that game and letting his teammates, TG and Navik, perform absolutely phenomenally. So coming into game 3, it could be a very interesting situation. But I do believe we have run into a little issue. So we will be back momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back coming in to this next game already with a massive kickoff here, thrown with a good clear on to Zion. Zion stealing it away, giving his team momentum once more. The only Navik, the one, the only, coming in with a good touch. It's...
You all forcing it out wide now. Setting up Zion in the midfield, though. Georgetown's not out of this one yet. They've been playing a close game all afternoon now, but Ole Miss has just been coming out ahead because of their finishes.
Yeah, well, there we go. And that's the thing, right? Ole Miss up 2 now. Georgetown are backed into a corner. I'm curious to see how they managed to play this out, because Ole Miss have been playing so very well that the onus is 100% on Georgetown to figure out how they succeed in the plan.
And that's not the way you do it. Missing shots like that, missing ones where you've got 3 people piled on the goal, you have to be able to win those 50-50s and direct the ball in. Playing the ball into the Ole Miss half, though. Kuko sets himself up for the cross, but Avic is going to be putting an end to that one real quick.
Here we go. Good tap coming out there. Rebound coming. Looking for something. That was a really, really nice touch from TG.
And now Ewald tries to go up to put the rebound in, but that leaves Zion alone in the back. Now forward, his team should have rotated by now, so they've cleared of that danger. But with 2 people forward, now it's a 1v1 on the defense. Kuko, though, gets the clear just in time.
Go. Good. All right, bit of a pinch coming out here. Good play on the Ole Miss, slowing down Hoyer's attack.
And I think that's the way to go, though. If you can slow down this Georgetown team, if you can take the wind out of their sails and just kind of choke them out of this game, that's the way to go. Because we've seen Ole Miss can play without the momentum. They can just put the goal in every once in a while. But Georgetown really needs it. So if you slow the game down and make them forced to play slower and less momentum-based, then you really take it away from Georgetown, the ability to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Ole Miss have realized this and are really, really pushing to do that kind of play style where they're keeping the momentum of the game. They're keeping the pace. And when you throw off your opponent, especially pace-wise, Zion here with a good attempt, though. I really liked what he was trying to do. Kind of fake it away, hit that backboard, let one of his teammates come in. But Ole Miss saw it coming.
Ewald knocks one towards his own goal, but Kuko's there to save. Zion, though, can't stop the rebound, and it's disaster here for Georgetown starting this third game off 0-1.
Yeah, there you go. TG1 putting it in right there. The team captain for Ole Miss.
I mean, you can't ignore that Ewald played that one straight back into his team, forced the boost out from his own teammate to make that save, and then Zion was just left in no man's land in the center of the goal, trying to stop a shot that he would never be able to.
Yeah, now an Avic with a touch. Bit of a rebound coming out there, shooting up into the air. Kuko, nice, playing some momentum base, tries to get it past Throne, throws it right on top of him. Zion's flying out of the air, still has plenty of boost to go. Gets it past 1, gets it past 2. This is an ample opportunity, but they're not going to find it.
The resilience of this Georgetown team is really impressive. They're finding their opportunities. They're getting them. They're playing at the speed. They're managing to take the game up to the pace that they want, but they're just not able to finish this ball. Just as I say it, Zion shoves one in, evening up the score 1-1.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, that's it. Now, even in and out, Zion managed to do it. And I say this time and time again. If you can't clear the ball and your opposition is just able to take shot after shot, eventually it's going in.
Yeah, and if you can't caster Cursive Team, are you actually a caster? Now is Georgetown pick up 1. Going into it, though, Kuko goes up to the challenge against TG1. It's headed straight for his goal. Navic, though, the man to try and put it in will be stopped. Shoved right back in. Ewald goes up, but TG1 finishes off what his teammate couldn't.
Yeah, there you go. TG managing to put it in. Ewald went for the good read there, right? But it didn't quite go the way that it was thinking. He couldn't get the clear because of it, and TG just saw the opportunity and took it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You run into the top of the goal sometimes when you're doing that double jump into boost aerial, trying to get all the way up to that ball. And sometimes it's just a tough angle to get when it's right above your goal. Taking full advantage of that, Ole Miss put themselves up in the game. But now, putting the ball straight back forward, Georgetown trying to turn this one around. Zion has the clear. Headed forward for his team. They have a one-man advantage going into this. The cross goes in. There's nobody to finish it, though. As Ewald's running just behind. He gets the demo, but he has to get the boost now to maintain control in this Ole Miss half. Ball head center. Navic is there to clear it, and it'll finally go out.
Yeah, here we go once again. Throne managing to... actually taking an interesting decision there to just push it against and get the rebound to try and go over any opposition instead of just trying to play the low ball, which I think was the smart decision to make there. It was the right one. TG here with the redirect isn't going to go towards the goal, but will set up Throne to try and get the double tap, but he isn't low enough.
And Ole Miss is just able to keep up as much as they want to choke out Georgetown into playing a slower game. It feels like Ole Miss can just keep up at any pace. I mean, that's how they won those first games. And now setting up, he's got the shot. Navic taps it over and it goes in. Perfect team play. There was 2 distinct different passes there. One out to Throne. Throne sets it up for his teammate, and then Navic comes in beautifully over the top of Georgetown. Grabs their 3rd goal of the game.
I mean, what can I say, right? We Navics, we perform.
I would love to see you attempt it, but now it's going to be TG1's turn off the wall. Setting it off the backboard. Now it could be another goal here for Ole Miss, but Navic swing and a miss. You caster cursed him yourself. Goes at it again, and it's Zion in the way.
Now 40 seconds left onto the clock, ladies and gentlemen. We see Ole Miss throwing punches. They are committed to trying to get as many goals as they can. A good rebound opportunity here. It's just going to go straight in.
And just kind of bouncing around the field. Kuko whiffing the save there, bouncing directly over his car here as it bounces off the wall. Pardon me, not Kuko. It was
Navik.
Just bounced off the wall. Just empty goal.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Sometimes, you just miss position. We saw it earlier in overtime. I believe, was that also against Old Miss? That was the Washington State versus
Illinois.
No? Yeah, that was the 2-second rebound.
Yeah, but now with 20 seconds instead of 2, they've got to make up 3 goals here. Georgetown, their series hopes on the line and possibly their tournament. This could be the match that keeps them out of making it into the top 4 right now. But with 10 seconds on the clock, it looks near impossible. Ewald trying to get the ball cleared for his team with 5 seconds on the clock thrown. Wants to put another one in. Wants to put the final bullet into this Georgetown team right now. TG1 sets it up on the wall, just wasting so much time. Ewald puts it down. Zion's there to bump it in, but it's blocked. And Ole Miss Esports comes away with the win.
Ole Miss 3-0 against Georgetown. They managed to successfully bring that one in, not dropping a game. I mean, they played really well. Georgetown had, again, some of these diamond in the rough moments, right? Where they looked like they were going to set up and play it beautifully. And then just something went wrong. And we see this every time we see Georgetown. They're on like the brink of, I think, cracking their issues and figuring it out. And I think when they do that, we will see a fantastic team. But until then, we have another game to cast, my friend. We have FSU against LSU.
We do. We got Noles versus Tigers lined up for our final game of the day. You've all been waiting for it. These teams both currently undefeated, and it is going to be a brawl to see who can come out on top of this one. I can see it going to 5 games easily with 2 of our best teams, and I think these teams are super evenly matched as well. Both super stacked as far as players. Both have played together for a very long time, so that team synergy is really there for both of them, and it's just going to make for an incredible match overall.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those games where this is the one that you don't want to miss. If you were just kind of stumbled into the stream and were just like, oh, what's going on here? This, ladies and gentlemen, is honestly one of those games what you really don't want to miss.
Yeah, I wouldn't misadvise you guys, but I think we're just going to take it to a little break. We should be back in a second with that game for you guys, though, and we'll see you then.